All right, so today we're looking at the Pebble lawnmower blade sharpener, although this is basically just a Dremel and you could use it for sharpening anything, really. So we'll go ahead and talk about the features like about this, some things that we think they could improve upon, and overall just give our thoughts. Before that, though, want to make sure that we thank Pebble for sending us this one here, and then, yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into it. So starting off with very nice compact size. Easy to use USB-C charge right here on the bottom. I do wish this was a separate charging block and cord. It is a all-in-one, but it's not like you don't have USB-C cords sitting around your house right now anyways. There you go. Very easy to assemble. We'll show that. And we'll actually show a very quick demo of how you would actually sharpen your lawnmower blades. So first things first is you would have to actually install one of our polishing bits on there. You do that by, you'll see here, holding this little button down locks the drive shaft. There we go. So it's locked right there. So see, if I don't push that down, this will spin. If I push that down, it'll lock, and now I can either screw or unscrew the top. Take that out. There we go. Take our guide out. They call it a collet. Grab a bit, thread the bit through, put in the big one, then the small one, hold our lock button, and secure. Once you get it down finger tight, you're going to use the little wrench here, and you can tighten it all the way. So again, holding our lock, there we go. Now it's nice and tight and ready to use. We can either put our standard collar on right there, so this would be a freehand sharpen, or we can use the included guide. This is a game changer for lawn care and people who don't sharpen a lot of blades. So if you don't sharpen your kitchen knives, you don't sharpen pocket knives or anything like that, this is going to be very helpful for you, because you can see here, it actually is an angle guide, and you can pick what angle you want. For a lawnmower blade, I would recommend 30 degrees, but if you have very fine grass, or you know there are no rocks in your lawn, you can go sharper towards 20. If you know you've got a lot of junk in your yard, maybe go for 40. But really, 30, 35, that's pretty standard for the sharpening degree. I have it set for 30 right now. You change it by just loosening the screw right here on the side, and then watching that little arrow go up and down. So there you go. That would be a 20. Like a 20 would be extremely sharp, but a little bit more fragile. 40 would be pretty dull, but pretty chunky. All right, so we're going to go 30 right there. Lock that in. There we go, locked in. And then now we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to show you guys the operation of this. We already know about the lock. We're not going to be using that. This is the on-off. And then we have our speed controls down here. I want to say the top end speed on this is like 20,000 RPM. It might actually be higher. Low speed is going to be like 5,000-ish. All right. Because we are grinding metal, we're going to put on some glasses here. And then even if you have a mask, all the better. That way you're not breathing in any particles. And we'll go ahead and do the demo for you guys. Okay, so normally you'd be taking the blade off and putting it into a vise. We're not going to sharpen the whole blade. I'm just going to show you guys how it aligns and do a quick, tiny little section. If you have gloves, this would also be a good time to put those on. But basically, we can see here, this is the blade portion right here. And then a lawnmower blade is going to be flat on one side and angled on the other. You want to arrange your angle guide on the side that has the angle on it. So you can see right here, I put that on. The guide is on the flat. The grinder, the bit, is now on the same plane as the grind here. So ours comes down kind of like at an angle like this. Put the flat side on the flat side, the grinder on the grinding side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hold this just for a second. You're going to want to make sure you test it before putting it on. And again, normally this would be in a vise, so you wouldn't have to have a weird angle here. So there we go, turn it on. We don't need it to be super high. And then, again, line up our angle guide there on the flat side. And there we go. And now we can hear it grinding. And you're going to want to go over it several times, nice and smooth. Now, the nice thing about the angle grind is you're going to keep it even. You're not going to over grind as long as you're keeping that guide flat. You're going to get in trouble, though, is if it's not flat. If you start turning it up and down like this, that's where you're going to over grind or over sharpen. So you're going to want to make sure you use that guide, keep it flat. Again, it'll be in a vise when you're doing it, so you should just be going like this back and forth. Nice and smooth. And then once you're all sharpened, go ahead and put it back on the lawnmower. So that is the Pebble lawnmower blade sharpener. Would highly recommend it.